Shame on you, Andrew Holness. Terrible.
The day Saturday, by the Monday, they will start charging you again. And as soon as there is an election, the Prime Minister of the Year, return to support.
Comrade Chairman, comrades on the platform, comrades of East Portland and other constituencies, good evening. I am Patricia Morgan, former councillor for the Dallas Division in East Rural St. Andrew. I am one of the persons that work along with Damion Crawford in East Rural St. Andrew. And I'm here this evening to tell you that Governor Damion Crawford in East Portland St. Andrew, as your member of parliament, is the best thing that could ever happen to East Portland. When it comes to development, Damion Crawford is Mr. Development. When it comes to infrastructure, Damion Crawford is Mr. Infrastructure. When it comes to education, Damion Crawford is Mr. Education. When it comes to human resource development, Damion Crawford is Mr. Human Resource Development. Comrades, this is a young man I can tell you I am proud of. Because as you know, most young people don't like politics. But this young man has made the sacrifice and have decided to offer himself and give service to the people of Jamaica. And I can tell you that East Rural St. Andrew is better off from having him as their member of parliament. Damion took his Saturdays. And you know most young people when it comes to Saturdays, they want them 3 times plus sport with them friend and company. Damion took his Saturdays and teach mathematics to the youth of East Rural St. Andrew. He busted them in from every section of the constituency to UWI. And he spent his time and made certain that when the CXC results came out, we have 90% passes in mathematics. He went and he did, and he also took the GSAT students and he did special class for the GSAT students. And every subject in GSAT was improved, and we have over 52% passes in GSAT in East Rural St. Andrew. Coming from in the 40s. When it comes to infrastructure, there are places in East Rural St. Andrew that did not have roads. And I can tell you, there was a perception that roads would have been done in those areas. For example, there's a place by the name of Cottage Hill in Gordon Town. And Damion went inside there and gave Cottage Hill a brand new road with sidewalk, trains and everything. That now most of our Damion went into Bulle and took a building that didn't even have roof. All it had was 4 walls, no roof. And Damion took that building and made it into a first world.
Alright, so welcome to BOJTV's live feed of the presentation of Damion Crawford over in East Portland, and join on set to analyze tonight is Danny Spencer. Welcome to BOJTV Live.
Thank you very much, sir.
Alright, so I want you to just project your voice a little bit more for the viewers. So what we have been giving you guys so far, the mass rally in East Portland in Port Antonio has just begun. So we have been showing you speakers after speakers. So right now there is a speaker on stage. You will remember that Damion Crawford is a former member of parliament for another constituency. So a part of what they're going to have to do tonight is to clarify whether or not if Damion is a performer or a non-performer, because that is going to be one of the issues on the stage. Why did you leave, or why didn't you run back in your constituency because you was a member of parliament before? I don't know what you want to say about that.
I think Damion can fit into any situation. I think he's a very bright young man, and I think anywhere they put Damion, I think he will perform very creditably.
All right, but the point, I think the crux of the matter though, because the argument is going to be, yes, you say that you're a performer, but you were a member of parliament before, and you served a term, and you didn't seek to run again. Is it that you didn't perform to scratch, why is it that now you're now moving from another constituency? How do you think that, because they're going to have to deal with it?
I think Damion is a more mature politician now. I think he has, made some mistakes like everybody does. And I think that he is more mature, and I think he's a very, very good candidate in East Portland. I think
Damion?
no, I think his opponent there.
Anne-Marie Vaz.
Anne-Marie Vaz is going to get a run for her money. And I think Damion will win comfortably.
All right, the fact that let's talk a little bit about Anne-Marie Vaz, because it's very good that you brought her up at this stage. On Friday night, the JLP had their mass meeting basically in the same place. The Prime Minister was there, and we know everybody, for who doesn't know yet, because there are persons who still will not know, nomination day will be on the 8th of March, and election day on the 25th of March. So all of this month in Jamaica. So those of you who are joining us from overseas, entire month of March is going to be election season in Jamaica, over in Portland. But the crowd though, they had a big crowd on Friday.
I think they have a big crowd, yes. But yeah, that is understandable. The Prime Minister was there, and the whole cadre of Liberites were there. High-profile people in the party were there. And that's expected, yes. But I think the PNP crowd is a fairly good crowd. And I don't think the PNP need to worry about this one. I think they have this one in the bag.
Okay. All right. Anne-Marie, because persons who are following the politics will know that Anne-Marie Vaz is the wife of a sitting member of parliament and a big wig, so-called, in the Jamaica Labour Party, Darrell Vaz. And Darrell Vaz is the neighboring member of parliament for East Portland over there in West Portland. Anne-Marie has been on the ground for over 2 years, street and lane. You think Damion will be able to catch up?
Yeah, I think you remember that Dr. Broomfield won that by over 2,000 odd votes. So the JLP will have a lot of catching up to do. And I think, the PNP will still have to put in the work. They can't just think that it's already won. They still have to put in a lot of work.
All right. So just about a month ago, and while you mentioned Dr. Bloomfield, I mean, you have been around and you have been observing the political process for a number of years, and we have found out now where, surely in recent times, the murder of a member of parliament. I mean, how does that sit in your mind for politics in Jamaica? Well, we heard that a young man was charged, and it seemed to be non-political, but the innuendos persons are suggesting that, it could have been political. We really don't want to go back to those dark days in Jamaica, because I think we have matured politically as a country where the political violence is out, but it's something that I think both parties should address in a frontal way and let supporters know that, we're not in this sort of thing. I don't know what's your take on, where we have transitioned in terms of political violence and tribalism politically.
Well, the investigation is still going on. They have taken in a young man, and we just have to wait and see what is going to be the outcome of this. As you said, a lot of innuendos going around and so on. But I think the facts will come out, and I think East Portland would want to give this one for the PNP in memory of Dr. Bloomfield. So I think that's a positive, really, for the PNP. But as I said, they have to just make sure they put in the work and don't figure that they have this one in the bag already. So there's a lot of groundwork that will have to be done. As I said, Damion is a young man, bright fellow, and I think he will put up a good show in that constituency, in that election coming up on the 25th of March.
All right,
I have no doubt about that.
All right, so we're going to go back to the live feed, and then we're going to continue breaking down the mass rally, the presentation of Damion Crawford as the People's National Party's candidate in East Portland. Bear with us, guys, because the internet feed, our correspondent on the ground over there, is trying their best. But as you understand, everybody has their phone on, and you can imagine that the feed that we would want to get out of Portland can be distorted at some time. We just saw, we're going to give you back the feed. Let's give you back the feed. Let's go back to the stage. Starboy KD Knight, I don't know if you saw it. KD Knight just walked on stage, and he was welcome. So let's give them a little more of what's happening on stage, and then we'll come back and talk to you in about 5 minutes or so.
Here, come right here, so. I'm going to bring the sugar and which part to go. I'm from East Portland next, so we are here to give our support to the comrade. First things first, big up the party leader, the officers of the party, and all the people that are here will come to support.
So today we are talking about three things. I no longer talk about it for 12 o'clock a second, but we are talking about three things. We are talking about conscience. We are talking about the system. And then we ask permission to talk about when we are with the VP. Yeah, permission. So the first thing we have to do is talk about conscience. Now, you see the Bible talk about conscience. It says that the insincerity of liars is based on their seared conscience. We have a great concern about the nation because we have a concern.
All right, so that was a little clip of Damion there. So you're still joined by Danny. Danny Spencer is here analyzing in studio. We're going to go back to the feed shortly, but as I said to the viewers, Sir P, that they have to bear with us because thousands of persons gathered there in Portland for the presentation of Damion, and we have to bear with the internet feed. But we're going to give you as best as we possibly can. So right now, it doesn't seem as if the candidate Damion is not there as yet. The party leader is not there as yet. You can imagine the euphoria when Damion arrives. Is Damion the most popular person in the People's National Party right now?
I think right now Damion is the most popular person in the People's National Party. I think he can relate to a whole cross-section of people. Youth, they say youth is sort of running things now, and that's where the votes are. And I think Damion can relate very well to young people. So that's a positive.
Ricardo Tucker, one of our viewers, he just commented. Big up Ricardo, and we want to say hello to the fans who are joining us from all over the world, locked into BOJTV Live. You know that from entertainment to sports to current affairs, we are the network online to stay in tune to. And we are giving you this in an unbiased way. We are giving you just as how we see it. And we're not taking any sides. We're just analyzing in a really unbiased way this evening. Ricardo, Sir P, just said he hears you, but it is going to be a tough one.
I don't think it's really going to be a really tough one. as I said, it's going to take a lot. I know the JLP has a lot of money to spend. I saw and I think it was Facebook, I saw it on, where they're doing some massive road works and all the rest of it, bushing and all kind of stuff that they are doing. So they are going to use their funds really. They have more resources more than the PNP. But I think Damion is going to take this one home. I don't have no doubt about that.
But the stakes, how high are the stakes in this one? What will a win mean for the People's National Party?
A win for the People's National Party means that they are probably might be down, and they are not out. And on the converse of that is that if we lose this one, we're going to be in a bad shape, because this seat is won from about 30 years now.
Yes.
So it's really a PNP territory, and it's hard for them to overturn this.
And it's interesting that you said that, because we'll remember that during the last election, there was definitely a swing against the People's National Party. And as I understand it, that seat, East Portland, was one of the seats that withstood the swing and the resistance. And while other seats were losing margin, East Portland is one of the seats that won by a larger margin, some over 2,000 votes.
Yes, so that's why I say it's going to hard to overturn this one. I know the JLP, as I said before, they're going to put in their resources and all the rest of it and so on. But I think if the work is done, a lot of work is going to be done on the ground, and convince your workers, make sure your workers come out, your workers come out, and make sure you take out the people to vote. That's a critical part of the thing. You're going to have to make sure the people they come and vote.
Yes, and let us look at the other way now. What would a win mean for the Jamaica Labour Party if the Jamaica Labour Party was able to defy the trend in the constituency over the last 30 years, as I said, and pull off a win for the People's National Party? What will that mean?
If they win this one, it's going to put the PNP in a bad shape, because the fact of the matter is that this constituency is being regarded as a PNP territory. And it would put the JLP in a strong position. If they can win this one, if they can pull this one off, then it's going to mean a big plus for them, and it's going to be a big negative for the PNP for the PNP if they lose this one. So they're going to have to put in the work and make sure they take, as I said before, they make sure the people come out and vote.
And I mean, I think that is what the viewer online was saying. It is going to be tough, because I mean, it is going to be a fight for the head, because the stakes are high. As you rightfully said, I think that Mr. Holness basically is in a little bit of trouble waters coming out of the Petrojam scandal and all that negative over the last 2 months. And I think he's probably going to redouble his effort to see if he can still show to the first instance his party that he's still the loved leader.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of scandal going on in the party at the moment, and I think this will have a negative effect on the party right now, and I'm sure that the PNP is going to use all the lot of scandals that are taking place in the JLP. They're going to make heavyweight of it. So the PNP, I think, we're going to have to push this one, push the scandals and all the rest of it and so on. And as I said before, make sure that you do the work. You have to do the work. Don't sit around and think that we have this one won already.
All right, and viewers are coming. Thomas Brown is saying that, reiterating what you're saying, that Damion is a young man and Damion can't win. Another viewer before was saying that, boy, the two-party no make no sense right now. Are you a person in the street? Are you feeling that a number of young people, are people feeling the same way about politics as before?
I think they feel that the two, there's hardly a difference between the two parties, and I mean, I think what they probably are saying is that they want to give Honis a try. But the fact of the matter is that I think too much scandals, and I think you know, when he was campaigning, he made a lot of statements which I think were bad. You leave your door open, and you know, he had meaning that he will take care of the crime problem, and now it is worse, you know. And a lot of people as I talk to, they figure say the cake is not being spread evenly. You know, the man on the street and the ordinary man out in the field there on the road and so on, he is not feeling the effect of the what they call it now?
The spoils.
Yeah.
Or the scarce benefits.
The scarce benefit. And you know, so right now, if what I'm saying is that the PNP, I think people still see the PNP as the party that will do a lot for people. They see the party as really, you know, a socialist party. They look out for the ordinary person and so on. And I doubt if the JLP is really doing much with that.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Verna Graham is saying, please do this one for the PNP who live abroad. I believe Damion can do it. So the overseas viewer is doing it. Damion really has a lot of goodwill across the country and internationally. What do you think that has caused that goodwill for Damion?
Damion, I think, you know, knows how to relate to the ordinary person. If you listen to him, he has, you know, big plans. He wants. I heard him with some stuff saying that he wants at least one child out of every family, if possible, to allow them to go to university. He believes in education because educated, you know, people, you know, push the country forward, and that's a good one. And he has a lot of good ideas and so on. So I think he'll make a difference.
Okay. All right. We're going to give you a little bit more from what's happening on stage over there in East Portland. And Danny is in house today at Super K Studios, and we are giving you blow by blow, you know, going through and analyzing what is happening. All right. So let's get back some audio. Let's get back some audio. Gary Williams, big up yourself. Carlet, a lot of persons joining in. All right. So let's get
aspirations, and our aspirations to become a part of a nation that is huge, a nation that the world looks up to. The people of East Portland, we could not have sent you a better representative. Jamaica, we know you deserve better, so we decided to send better. Now in 2011, when I came back from England, Jamaica's economy was in problem. Jamaica's economy was in shambles. And Comrade Dr. Peter Phillips was able to help Jamaica rest itself from the change of economic. David was a part of that. And the People's National Party has not been able to make a achieve all the things that Jamaica has been. The country is changing, and I want better for everyone. If a young lady cold and hungry, that means that we're hungry. If a old lady can't find money for buying medicine, or take bus to go doctor, that means that we can't find money for buying medicine, or take bus to the doctor. If a street side vendor is selling clothes or selling food, and the police chase him off the street, so he can't make money for sending people them to school, we can't send the people them to school. We believe in Jamaica here. As a people, we use our education and our knowledge to create resources, distribute more electricity, distribute more water, create employment for more people, so that out of many we are one people. We believe in a Jamaica where us as a people, we can employ people from foreign too. We don't have to run go foreign. We develop Jamaica in such a way where the income level is high, everybody that earn income. From where we are supposed to say to you today that the Jamaica that we want to see is not the Jamaica that we live in today. It requires more work and effort. And it begins with the vote that you will make on 25th of March. Corporate Damion Crawford for East Portland is part of a clear objective of life. Are we going to vote for nepotism? Or are we going to vote for the politics of change? Portland man, we talked about the politics of change. Damion Crawford is here in Portland to represent change. We are the general. There you have it. When I say sugar, you say shame. Sugar! 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 When I say Crawford, you say Damion! 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 Okay. Greetings in the name of Southeast Asia to every comrade here, so. And when you bring the sugar, every spot to go. I'm from East Portland next, so we are here to give our support to the comrade. First things first, big up the party leader, the officers of the party, and all the people that are here will come to support.
Damn. Feel hungry. So, say your food. How are you? Okay. Let's get a sandwich up.
All right, so all sorts of going right there. Let's come back over to our analyst. All right, so there's just a breaking feed right there. So we're gonna allow our correspondent to get their house in order over there in Portland. But we want to hear from you guys. We want you to continue commenting while we get back the feed up over there in Portland. All right, Ricardo Taylor is still here with us. Big up, Ricardo. We're trying to get back the feed up. In the meantime, though, Sir P, Northeast St. Anne, a lot of persons are saying, boy, we hear you, Danny, and you're saying that it should be easy for the PNP to take this one, but they remind us quickly. And in the announcement, the Prime Minister did say that he believes that the 8th of March was the day that Shiny Robinson took a strong PNP seat. You remember that quite well. That was a strong, safe PNP seat. And the Jamaica Labour Party took that. What are your views on that?
Well, my views on that was that Shiny Robinson got a chance, held on to it, and come home with it, and from that she has not let go. But it's a lightning doesn't strike twice in one place.
But it's so parish we're talking about. We have St. Ann and you have Portland. So is that the same place? So because that's what some of the viewers are saying, so we have to talk about it. So right. Some of the viewers are saying that we have to be reminded of the Northeast St. Ann scenario, you know. All right, so that's on stage the crowd is looking good.
Yeah, I said they have a fairly good crowd, and I didn't get a chance really to see the JV's crowd, but
well, let's bring it up. Let's bring it up. We're gonna take a look. We have some pictures here, because I told you, BOJTV is the station for everything that's current. But so give me a moment right here. We're gonna take a look at some of the footage coming out, and we're going to the BOJTV Facebook fan page. So viewers over there in the diaspora, I mean, BOJTV is always a good source to find out everything that's happening in Jamaica. All right, and we're trying to take a look right now at some of the images coming out of the meeting that the Jamaica Labour Party had on Friday, where the election was announced for March 5th, and nomination day being the 25th of March. Nomination day being the 8th of March. Give me a few. All right, so let's take back a look at, this is when the Prime Minister basically was announcing. Let's bring that up for the viewers. Let's get that up. We could challenge with the internet right here. All right, we're getting it up for you guys. I want to say good night. Good night to all the viewers. Lots of persons joining us at this point. We're going to get that up for you. Why is this giving us a little hitch right here? We're going to try and see if we can get some images. All right, so that's a section of the crowd there. It seems to me that it's the same venue. The same venue that the both meetings are keeping. Those are some images. That's Anne-Marie Vaz right there for those persons who didn't know. Wife of President Member of Parliament for West Portland. And that's a part of the crowd over there. We wanted to play a little clip of the announcement that they getting this video clip played right here. We get back to it a little bit later for you. All right, so we have brought you back now to images of what's happening presently, and this is live. This is live, coming to as live as we can get it. And I said, bear with us, because as I said, we are just giving you this in the best format that we possibly can. Because as you said, thousands of persons are using their phones and bouncing from an internet site over there. So we're doing the best for you to keep you entertained, guys. No other network is doing this. Some persons they have audio, but I don't think anybody is analyzing. I don't think anybody is giving you real-time video footage. And we'll get better and better as we go along right here at BOJTV. Let's let them take some. Show them some more of the crowd shot.
Development. When it comes to infrastructure, Damion Crawford is Mr. Infrastructure. When it comes to education, Damion Crawford is Mr. Education. When it comes to human resource development, Damion Crawford is Mr. Human Resource Development. Comrades, this is a young man I can tell you I am proud of. Because as you know, most young people don't like politics. But this young man has made the sacrifice and has decided to offer himself and give service to the people of Jamaica. And I can tell you that East Rural St. Andrew is better off from having him as their member of parliament. Damion took his Saturdays. And you know most young people when it comes to Saturdays, they want them 3 times plus sport with them friend and company. Damion took his Saturdays and teach mathematics to the youth of East Rural St. Andrew. He bussed them in from every section of the constituency to UWI. And he spent his time and made certain that when the CXC results came out, we have 90% passes in mathematics. He went and he did, and he also took the GSAT students and he did special class for the GSAT students. And every subject in GSAT was improved, and we have over 52% passes in GSAT in East Rural St. Andrew. Coming from in the 40s. When it comes to infrastructure, there are places in East Rural St. Andrew that did not have roads. And I can tell you, there was a perception that roads could have been done in those areas. For example, there's a place by the name of Cottage Hill in Gordon Town. And Damion went inside there and gave Cottage Hill a brand new road with siding and trains and everything. Then they most of the road. Damion went into Boonville and took a building that didn't even have roof. All it had was 4 walls, no roof. And Damion took that building and made it into a first world computer center. So that the people of Boonville could have a computer now and a library. So comrades, when I hear people say, it's because they're not giving me enough time. We have far more that will tell you. Because let me tell you something. I am here to say to you, this lie that is out there, that is that Damion did nothing in East Rural St. Andrew, mash down that lie. I am saying to you, Damion is a worker. Damion loves people. Out of Damion Crawford in East Rural St. In East Portland, you have a very good candidate and soon to be member of parliament.
So so the point being driven home, as we said in the opening, that his track record in East Rural St. Andrew was definitely going to be a speaking point on the platform. And so far we have been hearing speakers after speakers trying to impress upon the crowd that what the speaker just said, mash down that lie. The argument that Damion wasn't a performer in his former constituency, because that is one of the lines that the Jamaica Labour Party is carrying, as I said before, and that's one of the issues that the PNP is going to have to address. And you see it for yourself right there.
Yes, I think Damion Crawford has spent a lot of money and resources on education, because, as I said before, he believes in educating people. And well, I think he could have taken on some other projects and so on that you know. But as I said, I think he did fairly well. As I said before, is that he concentrated heavily on education, and I think that is where a lot of people, had grows with that he should have. You can spend just about nearly everything on education, while somebody might want a couple of sheets of zinc maybe to fix up the house or where they live, and then so maybe it's leaking, and you know, as I said before, he was a young man then, and as I think he admitted, I think he did that he probably might have made some mistakes.
I think one of the mistakes, because you remember the argument about when he said that he wasn't going to run back, probably about 2.5 years, 3 years into his term, he came out publicly and said that he would not be seeking re-election. And then when he came down to the crunch now, he said that he's going to run back. And then the argument was that I trick them.
Yes,
you know,
he said that. I can't recall. He said that, but as I said, I think he's more of a matured politician now, and then, and I think he's not going to make those mistakes anymore. I think, you know, people when they're young and I would say politically immature, you tend to, you know, slip up here and there. But as you go along and years and so on, you become more mature and you might do things differently from how you used to do it before.
A lot of persons, you know, may be afraid to talk about this in a frank way. But I mean, we're our own independent people, and you know, we don't have to be scared of what we talk about. Because you know that you have the politics within and you have the politics externally. Internally, is Damion now is Damion a threat to other persons who have aspirations? Because one of the things is being said is that this is a good platform for Damion to become party leader and prime minister of Jamaica. You know, you always have other persons who are aspiring. Does Damion have to be? He has to balance what he's doing now so that other persons don't become jealous of him?
You will have to do that because you always have jealousy in politics. Because you always have people aspiring to be, you know, to go to the top and so on. So you're going to have to play you know, go easy on it right now, and because if you try to do that, people are going to go against you. And that's not good. So I think looking for a party leader right now, I don't think Damion should be looking in that direction right now.
Okay, all right. Because as you rightfully said, you know, a lot of jealousy in the politics. Let's just read what Gary is saying. How many children in East Royal St. Andrew is going to university at this point? Right. So you made the points because the viewers are watching and they are commenting. So somebody is refuting and they're saying that they're presenting the facts. They're saying that you spoke about what Damion has done. And we're going to come back to the point that we're making about internal and party leader. But we're talking to this viewer right now. He's asking how many persons out of East Rural St. Andrew has gone to university now because of the effort of Crawford.
I don't know. I don't know, and I don't think he knows either. But I said I know that he has put a lot of effort into education. I know he used some of his time to teach people in his constituency. But I couldn't tell you how many people have really gone to university because of that. I wouldn't be able to tell that, and I doubt if the figure is there.
All right. So we're coming back to the point now about how Damion has to trod right now, because we know, and I can speak of it personally, a lot of jealousy within the party, and you know, once persons see you rising, then even though you know it may not be said publicly, but you know, all sort of little fighting and little ism, squism, as we say in Jamaica, comes in. Damion just ran for vice president of the party, and he got the most votes. You know, so a lot of persons are now looking on Damion. So how does he trod? I mean, if he wins this seat, a vice president in the party, how should he trod right now?
You have to tread carefully because, as I said, you know, people as probably inside fighting is even more deadly than the outside fighting, because you know people who say that they were there before and it should be their time now. He's a young, he just come in, so he must buy this time. That's what they always say. So as you know, he has to tread carefully, and
You know, that's
right now that's why he have to go cautiously right now.
all right.
So I see.
Let's go back to the stage. And as I said, guys, we are trying our best to give you a good feed, or at least give you an idea of what's happening over there in East Portland. As I said, you know, it all depends on the internet. And as you can imagine, everybody, you know, is doing a little video thing over there in Portland. So the internet feed is not as strong as how we would want it over there. All right, so we're going to continue to try and see what we can do for you. Let me just get that up for you. Right now, I recognize that the feed went down there. So we're going to have to hold on a little bit until our correspondent is able to get that back up for you. So let's just try to get that. But we are watching your comments, and we would like to continue talking to us. So that we can discuss the matter. All right. These are some these are some images, but these are still some images. But this is not live. The live feed went down. So this was some these are some images earlier with a packed crowd over there in eastern Portland. All right. We recognize, it seems to me though that the Prime Minister is getting involved in this one. He was there Friday. He was there on Friday making the announcement, and on Saturday, images came out of him in the market walking with Anne-Marie Vaz, and I'm going to try to pull up that on his Facebook page for you. What are your thoughts? Seems to me that Andrew wants this one.
Andrew wants it badly because he has a slim majority in the parliament, and if he gets this one, he will have more leverage.
Hold on. All right. So we're talking now. All right. So this is, but it seems that in terms of technology, it seems to me that the JLP kind of has the technology game packed, because this was Saturday, you know. What we're going to show the viewers right now, this was Saturday, and they were able to put together this by a couple of hours after. Let's just roll this for the viewers a bit, and we'll talk about it. I think the Jamaica Labour Party, they said it that in terms of the last election, they used the technology to their advantage. This is a clip that we were trying to roll earlier for the viewers with respect to when the Prime Minister was making the announcement. So let's roll that for them.
The 8th of March is a very important day. The 8th of March is Lady Bustamante's birthday. The 8th of March is International Women's Day. The 8th of March is when Shahini won her seat. The 8th of March will be the nomination day, when Action Ann will formally be registered as a candidate. The 25th of March will be Action Day.
So what you see right there. So again, this meeting was on Friday.
Yeah.
And from yesterday, a couple hours after, they were able to pull out the punch points from the party leader's speech and having it circulated to thousands of persons on social media. No, that is very, very critical in terms of being able to use the technology, you know, in the way in which the Jamaica Labour Party is using it.
Yeah, they have to professionalize that so that you can get good shots coming out and stuff like that. And they need to brush up on the media thing. Some of the things, some of the rest to me, the media thing look shabby. They have to brush up on that.
All right. We're still trying to get back some footage over there in Portland. More and more persons logging on over there in Portland. So there you go. These are some more images coming out.
Every single person know that Damion is the best person for East Portland. And I tell you that you, me, and even the labor rights them know that we are going to win this election. But comrades, I don't want you just win them. I want you to go out there and win them. Listen to me, comrades. Listen to me, comrades. The labor rights must know we are sending a message. So you tell every comrade, every one of the comrade, every man that is of heel, every family that is lend a helping hand. So when we are going on March 25, we are going and we are going with a vengeance. I'm coming out. I'm leaving you. I said forward. I said forward. I said leaving you.
Here you have it, Comrade Damion Crawford. Vote with vengeance. Vote with vengeance. We must retain this. Comrades, let's hear it now for Comrade Pat Morgan, who will tell you more about the achievements of Damion Crawford. Give it up for her.
All right, so things heating up over there in Portland. All right, these coming weeks, you know, what can the country expect, you know, over there? Is there any security threat, you think, is it going to become hostile over there in Portland? I mean, as we said, it's going to be a fight to the end. The stakes are high. Are the candidates working with security personnel?
I don't foresee any fighting or anything like that. I think people have grown politically matured, and I don't think much of the animosity in the politics anymore. I just see even and nomination day and so on. You know, you see people talking to both sides, talking to one another, hugging them up on the other side. I think that is political maturity, and I don't foresee.
The viewers want you to project your voice a little more for the microphones. So just reiterate what you were saying.
What I was saying is that I think the electorates have become more politically matured, and I don't foresee any violence coming out of it, and so I see PNP and JLP people hugging up and so on nomination day and so on. So I think the electorates have become more politically matured, and I don't think I don't envision any form of violence or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, and we really have to, in a sense, over the years, you know, successive governments and successful party leaders. I know for a fact that PJ Patterson, you know, was very, very strong on cutting out the political tribalism and ending political violence. You know, some persons were viewed maybe too young to remember. Even me, I may still felt too young. You know, those days of Michael Manley and Edward Seaga.
Yeah, those were really, really hostile days and so on. But I think we outgrow that. And I think, as I said before, we become more politically matured and so on. So I don't foresee anything like that happening.
Right. I saw a picture and I'm trying to look for it. It seems to me that Damion has security personnel around him though. I'm trying to find that image for you on our Facebook fan page because I'm almost sure. But I think it probably be standard of him, getting some form of security details around him. And here are some pictures. This was done earlier today during a walk that Crawford's doing. So he was walking ahead of the meeting tonight, and there he is meeting and greeting persons. They're right there. There's a security personnel right there with him. I'm putting the point on it. So I mean, I think that's expected.
Yeah, I think that is expected. I think that's standard practice and so on. So I don't see anything serious about that.
Okay. So there you go. Damion on the campaign trail. All right, and in terms of balance, we also want to show you, and we did show you earlier, some images of Anne-Marie Vaz on the ground there. Let me get some new footage for you. So this is the JP's candidate, Anne-Marie Vaz, on the ground right there. And as I said, she has been on the ground for some 2 years. But I believe though that in terms of their political match, I don't think that they expected that such a high profile candidate would have come. I mean, when she started out 2 years ago, I don't think that they would have imagined that the PNP would have been sending possibly their strongest candidate at this stage. I mean, life is so unpredictable. Nobody knows that Dr. Bloomfield would have passed, and because that was not the intention of the party. Because rumors were going around that Damion was heading to Central Kingston to take over from Ronnie Tweets, and that was the. We know that there are other persons' name being mentioned to take over that seat as well. But we're always hearing that Ronnie was in favor of Damion coming to that seat. And I imagine that when Anne-Marie was going forward, they didn't imagine that the PNP's strongest person probably at this point in terms of popularity and likability would be the person that they are running against. Would they now have to change their game?
Yeah, I think so, because I think this one catch them by surprise, and they're going to have to put in some extra work and of course, so extra money. I don't think they are short at that, and they're going to have to put extra. Damion is the strongest candidate at the time to oppose Anne-Marie Vaz. That's what I got.
Yeah, right. That's her name. Yes, wife of Member of Parliament.
Wife of Member of Parliament. So I think this one catch them by surprise, because this is the strongest candidate that could go against Mrs. Vaz at this time.
Okay. All right. And already we're hearing talks of political, road being fixed. Is this something that we're going to have to look on in the future? Because it's definitely going to be a big talk about how resources are being spent. Persons are saying that Dr. Bloomfield before had made certain representation, and it didn't come through. And now that the election is called, roads are being fixed left, right, and center. What are your views?
Yes, I saw some footage on. I think it's on the internet.
Yeah, I'm listening. Yeah, you were saying that you saw some footage on the internet.
Yes, I saw some roads being mauled and tractor vehicles doing some work on it, and I heard some comments about there was some bushing taking place all over the place and so on, and the work is not being distributed equally, and I think that the JLP is using. It's sad to say you fear using government funds for your advantage, to gain advantage over your opponent and so on. I don't go along with that.
But some persons will say that if the PNP was in power, they would have done the same thing.
I'm not too sure about that. I think I see the JLP doing some things to barefaced and something. You know, and it's out there for everybody to see what they are doing. People are in party colors, bushing roads and all the rest of it, and so on. And I don't. If the PNP is doing it, I also think it is wrong. They should not do that.
All right, let's try and see if we can get back a feed over there in Portland. We're going to try to get back that up for you. Bear with us, as I said, no other network is giving. So Wickham McNeil is now on stage.
Warriors of East Portland, comrades all, good night, the word is love. Comrades, I have been here in almost every election for the last 20 years. But may I tell you something? Port Antonio, turn up tonight. Port Antonio, turn up tonight. Comrades, I only have 3 minutes, so I'm going to be very quick. And I want you to hear me. If it's one person that had to be here tonight, then there's Damion Crawford, his comrade Wickham McNeil. He is my friend, he's my brother, my colleague vice president. He's the former junior minister. And above all, comrades, he used to be my domino's partner. And comrades are here. There was a domino competition last night. And Damion, I was great come, but the last time me and him play, him abandoned me. And I put a little hurt on him, so I will make him sim a little bit with it. And I play him so quick because he's good, and I know him will come for me. But comrades, tonight, I want to talk about a man that I know very well. A man who is a performer. When we were at the Ministry of Tourism and Entertainment, he had portfolio responsibility for entertainment. And the things he did in there, whether it was arts in the park, the Port Laureate, the craft policy, it goes on and on. But he was a man who got in touch with everybody in the entertainment fraternity. They knew him, they loved him. He became part of it. As a matter of fact, comrades, if you look at him good, him look like an entertainer. And him have enough lyrics. One time we did say, boy, we try and bust him as a DJ, but the voice not so good. But the fact of the matter is his performance in entertainment was formidable. And when we came to tourism, he and I worked together. Down here in Portland, we realized there was a lot to do. And comrades, our philosophy as ministers of tourism was to ensure that the benefits of tourism get to the people of Jamaica. So we decided to come on the ground and we did a lot of work with Comrade Bloomfield. And I want to just point out some of the things. We were following on the legacy of the North Coast Highway, which was built by the People's National Party. We followed on the legacy of the Errolfin Marina that was built by the People's National Party. We came down here and we fixed up the Neville Antonio Park, built by the People's National Party. We went to the craft market, and the craft market that was locked down for 10 years, you remember? We fixed it up, refurbished it, got it ready, and opened it for the people of Port Antonio under the People's National Party. And comrades, we work closer than any other Minister of Tourism with the raft captains. We realized their plight. When we came up here, the road to Berrydale could barely pass. We refurbished the road to Berrydale for the raft captains. We fixed the breakaway that was up there. When they had the flood up there, myself and Damion went in and gave them assistance so they could get all their rafts back and working. As a matter of fact, I still have a picture in my house of Damion trying to pull one of the rafts them. Because we were on the ground with the people. We had training sessions with the raft captains. So we worked with them, comrades. And most of all, the other day I heard a man say, that Damion know Boston. Yes, Damion know Boston. Because, comrades, you remember when Boston did almost lockdown? You remember when it almost lockdown? You remember when the health authority came in and said that they couldn't use it? We came in and fixed up Boston and made sure that it remained open for the people of East Portland. And comrades, I'm going to tell you even more why I know Boston. Boston Beach, which was lying there, we refurbished Boston Beach with $34 million to ensure that the people of East Portland have a proper beach to go to. So comrades, when you come on the 25th, you're not voting for an MP who will tell you what he has done. You're voting for a man who has already started his track record in East Portland. So when you vote on the 25th, you're voting for Neville Antonio Park, you're voting for the Craft Market, you're voting for the Raft Captains, you're voting for Boston Beach, you're voting for Just and Jerk Center, and you're voting for a man of integrity. Comrades on, one love, one heart, and the 25th vote for Damion Crawford for the next member of
All right, so that's Wickham McNeil. Come a little closer in the shot. And as I said, the viewers are saying that they want you to project your voice a little louder for the mic. So that was Wickham McNeil there endorsing, and person will know that Wickham McNeil he was one of the persons who ran for vice president of the party. So there are 4 vice presidents, Wickham McNeil being one, Damion Crawford being one, son of Peter Phillips, Michael Phillips being one, and of course Philip Powell the 4th. And Wickham McNeil in the former PNP government was the Minister of Tourism and Entertainment, and Crawford was his junior minister. So he was basically now saying that Damion is a performer, and he was pleased with his performance during the time at the Ministry of Tourism. You have any recollection of what Damion was like during that time?
Yeah, I sort of have some recollection of some of the things that he used to do. And I think Dr. Wickham McNeil highlighted them. They resuscitated the rafting that went down, and that of Boston Beach, they refurbished it, and so on and so forth, and he was an integral part of the whole thing and so on. And the entertainment thing, I think he did well with that. He related very, very well to the entertainers and all the rest of it, and so on. And you know that entertainment is one of the components really of a good tourist. It's a good tourist attraction, yes. So I think he did well with that, and his boss had very, very good things to say about him, and if he wasn't a good performer, and he highlighted so many things and all the rest of it and so on, right?
Right.
So I think that he has performed well as a junior minister in that in that portfolio.
All right. So since the feed gone down and came back up, we recognize that Peter Phillips has arrived, and also the Damion Crawford arrived. Right. We just saw Lisa Hanna there speaking to Basilwait. I think Basilwait is there now. I think he has taken over from the person who was chairing the meeting. So we would have loved to see the euphoria with the arrival though of when the party leader came in. That is the Dr. Peter Phillips, party leader of the People's National Party and leader of the opposition, and also Damion Crawford, the PNP's candidate. You could probably just imagine the euphoria in the crowd at this point. So we're still here. We're awaiting the other speakers to come on stage. I think now they're standing. Let's find out what's happening. Let's hear what Wait is saying.
Gone too soon. A moment of silence, comrades. PNP style.
So what's happening there? There's a moment of silence for the passing of the late member of parliament.
May his soul rest in peace and light perpetual shine upon him.
So right in the corner here to the right, that's Peter Phillips right there. I mean, this must have probably hit the party hard though. The death of a member of parliament, a sitting member of parliament, can never be easy.
Yes, and as far as I see, he was a very well-loved person. He was a medical doctor, and he served his constituency. I mean, he was starved, as far as I have been told, of resources really to
Yes, in terms of to do what he wants to do.
as if he what he wanted to do. So that is understandable that some of the things that he wanted to do, he didn't really have the funds to really do it.
But as we say, we're trying to we're giving the viewers, you know, an unbiased analysis. And one of the things that you can't go around is that word was out there that the party was in the process of trying to replace Dr. Bloomfield with another candidate. I mean, we hear that talks were being had at the National Executive Council meeting, and there was active movement there to replace him. So I hear you with respect to, you know, what you're saying, that he was an achiever, but the party was looking to replace him.
Yeah, I heard that too, and I am not sure if it was really anything concrete. I don't know if it was just rumors going around. I am not sure about that, because to have won by 2,000, I think it was about 2,000 and had votes. I just earlier said that when the things were sort of rough and so on, he held his own in that constituency and take home that constituency and so on. So I don't see the reason why they really was going to replace him. I don't know that.
All right, we're going to talk about that some more, but we want to take you back to the stage, because the person on stage now is Dr. Donald Rudd, who is a former member of parliament for that constituency. You know, Bloomfield would have taken over from him. So Rudd was there, and then he stepped out of politics. So it would be interesting to hear what he has to say. So let's hear what Rudd is saying.
Is that we are children of the Most High God, and we are at a crossroads in our history. We are being called to make a very important decision in just over 3 weeks. Thousands of years ago, comrades, the children of Israel were asked to make a choice by their leader at the time, Joshua. And Joshua 24 verse 15 tells us, if you are unwilling to serve the Lord, choose this day whom you will serve. But as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord. I ask you this evening to continue to serve and worship the one true God, and not sell your soul and values to big money interests. You and your household must continue to serve the one true God. The second thing I want to say to you is to remind you that your ancestors were royalty in the motherland. It means that you and I are princes and princesses. Many of our ancestors were among the smartest and fire and fiercest warriors of the world, who defeated the most powerful military of their time, the British Army. perish in the Rio Grande Valley. How therefore, comrades, how therefore we the descendants of royalty and Ivy League generals and field marshals must belittle ourselves and be considered only for drain cleaning work and road pushing work. What kind of audacity, what kind of audacity and insult is that? What kind of disrespect is that coming from the children of former slave owners? What an insult, what a disrespect. Let me remind them that we are among the brightest people in Jamaica, sending hundreds of children every year to colleges abroad and here in Jamaica. Our children are teach field are #1 in the schools challenge ratings. And we have won once and have been runner-up several times. Remind them, we are not therefore going to allow ourselves to be disrespected by someone calling himself Mr. Portland. That rings hollow of our colonial past. Like our former comrade leader, Michael Joshua Monday, we declare tonight that we are not for sale. And let me hear you say, we are not for sale. We are not for sale. Big money dropping, putting lights in houses, putting water in districts, fixing roads quickly. We are not for sale. The third and final thing I'm going to tell you tonight, and I want you to remember this, that on March 25th, you must vote for Damion Crawford and the People's National Party. In 2016, you gave Dr. Bloomfield a 5-year mandate. Because of his brutal murder, he was only to serve 3 years. You must give Damion Crawford and the PNP your vote to ensure that Damion completes the other 2 years of Dr. Bloomfield's mandate. From March 25, vote for Damion Crawford. Forward with Crawford. Damion, our man. Damion, our man. Forward with Crawford.
All right, so that's former member of parliament, Damion, member of parliament for East Portland, Damion, Dr. Donald Rudd. There, come a little closer over into the shot. Right, so that was former member of parliament, Donald Rudd. Rudd seems to still be a relatively very young man.
He seems to be a very relatively young man. I heard that he wanted to came back into politics. He wanted to come back for East Portland, and but as I said, the PNP wanted a very strong candidate. So.
So Rudd, but I'm still puzzled though, because we still didn't hear why Donald had left as a MP, because by all indication it was a very strong seat. He was a member of the executive of the government. He was a minister of state, and young. I still don't know why he left the politics prematurely. I know that I think he's a doctor.
He's a medical doctor.
Right. And well, the argument was that he wanted to concentrate on his work. Because this politics thing is not easy, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it costs a lot of, take up a lot of your time and money and otherwise. So I know it's not a easy thing.
Right. And I mean, a lot of young professionals are shying away from the politics of the day, because I mean, it takes a special type of person, you know, to be involved in politics. I mean, you basically have to be giving up your life, your social life, your family life, you know, to be a part of the political process. So It's not anybody can manage this one. I remember a former MP said you have to be able to swallow junk or vomit to be in politics.
That's putting it very raw. I can talk for your own brother in
Southeast.
Southeast St. Elizabeth.
Yes.
He's a medical doctor. Well, you should know he's your brother.
Yes.
So I see him do a lot of working in the constituency.
When he could be making money.
And it takes up a lot of your time. So you have to be committed to the whole thing. Maybe because of his strong PNP roots and so on. And I know he has your backing and all the rest of it and so on. So as you said, it takes up a lot of your time and takes some cash and all the rest of it and so on, So you have to be committed and to stay in it.
All right, let us go. It seems to me like KD Knight, Starboy, has taken the stage. So let's go back to the stage and hear what KD Knight is saying.
Comrades on the platform, candidates for the People's National Party, Comrade Leader Peter David Phillips. Comrades, before I start my introduction, I have to tell you a story. I was on my way over from Kingston this evening, and when I reached a place in West Portland, I stopped and I hear somebody says, "No kidding like that." And then somebody else say, "Yes, them call him sheriff." And then them ask me, them say, "Where you going?" I say, "I'm going over East Portland." Them say, "What are you going to do over there?" I say, "I'm going to set up house over here because
Starboy.
here is a crazy bald head from West Portland, and I'm going to chase him out.
It seems to me like KD is about to introduce Damion Crawford. So let's see if that's what's happening.
Then I'm going over to East Portland to help Damion or Randy Crawford. You don't know the name, the middle name, Randy. But in Swahili, Oranda means warrior. And Damion Crawford is a warrior for the People's National Party. A warrior for the people of East Portland. And a warrior for the Jamaican people at God. This young man is a teacher, preacher, leader, visionary, a charismatic man. I don't know how in so short a time he has accomplished so much. But the accomplishment started at least from 2005 when he was on the university campus. And those who were there with him have told me that he was their leader then. When things went bad on the campus, they went to Damion. And Damion would speak up for them and things got better. Over in East Portland, he's going to speak up for you. He's going to work for you. He's going to be here with you. And things will get better. In 2008, Damion became the president of the PNP. And as president of the PNP then, it was in the heyday of the G2K for the labor rights. And Damion cut them down to size. And young people start to gravitate to the People's National Party. And when you look out there, you can see the young people out there again, and there are more who wanted to come but couldn't come. I'm going to tell you another story. I was coming from the office, and when I reached downstairs, I saw a young lawyer. And the young lawyer said to me, Mr. Knight, because it's so them call me, you know the legal thing, because the rule and thing. He said, Mr. Knight, know that Damion Crawford is a vice president of the People's National Party, are coming out of the labor right. I've been a labor right. My father is a labor right. My grandfather is a labor right. But when I hear Damion Crawford talk, I feel so inspired. And I said to him, I said, my friend, I am going to use some powers vested in me by Damion Crawford. And I said to him, I'm going to appoint you as an ambassador for Crawford, ambassador for the PNP, ambassador for East Portland. As a young man, Damion Crawford had to deal with a situation. The labor right government had imposed some high taxes on the people. And Damion Crawford, as president of the PNP, led a demonstration to Jamaica House, and they had to roll back the tax. That's leadership. That's courage. And that is what we want to replace Lincoln Bloomfield of blessed men. We don't want some people just come in here and run up their mouth. Them go and do this, them go and do that. And some of them are the ones who prevented Lincoln Bloomfield from doing some of the things he wanted to do. But listen, time is not on my side right now. Because some man come here, man said me have a rapper. And I am obedient, so I'm going to rap. Here is a man who was an MP in East Rural St. Andrew. And I hear them talking about him did say this, and him did say that, and him not right for his sport. And well, let me tell them something. When you're young, you say things, and then you learn, and then you don't say the same thing, and you don't do the same things. But they never learn. Damion Crawford is a learner. So you must tell them when you hear them, say to them, that was then, that is not now. Right now, a Damion we say, and a Damion we want. I have some more things, but I'm putting this in my back pocket. Because I'm coming out here. I'm coming out here. Because it would be a tragedy if the person from West Portland can bring the other person over here to say that in East Portland, Labour right going to win this seat. A madness that. A madness that. And Damion say, who is it? Who is it? Who you want? Who you gonna give us? Damion Warrior Crawford.
So there you have the Damion now taking the stage, and it seems to me that he has a run. And those of you who remember Michael Badley, Joshua used to have a run of correction.
Yes. And I remember that Mr. Singer come up with another run, and Michael Mann says a run of deception.
Yes. Alright, so Damion, doing that thing right there. Let's get back to the feed. So we're going to kill the audio a little bit because, you know, YouTube, they're very big on copyright. And of course, that Bob Marley song that's playing in the background, YouTube will give you some copyright issues. So we just allowing the song to pass a little and we give it back. So Damion Crawford, the man of the moment, is now on stage. So let's get back to what's happening.
A special good afternoon to the leader of the party and the future Prime Minister of Jamaica. I want to say thanks to my colleagues from all over Jamaica that came out to support and to say hello to the people of Eastport. I want to say a big thanks to the councillors that have been holding it down here in Eastport and making sure that things are held together. The former Member of Parliament, Donald Rock. But more than anything, I want to say thanks to Comrade Andrea Moore for proving that the People's National Party is the winner. No. The first time I was interviewed in East Portland about East Portland seat, Comrade Bloomfield was alive. And they asked me if I was coming in. I told them we didn't need me to win East Portland. Because Comrade Andrea Moore have excellent talent. Comrade Bloomfield is loved by the people. And I had a bigger duty to do. So when the Prime Minister said that I hesitated, it is true. I hesitate because I wanted to go and beat him in his seat so that he's not only not in Jamaica, but he's not in Jamaica. I'm gonna fix them. So therefore, it's lucky. But when fire, they are most stay. Him always think of good things. Before. And I have some books that I'll be giving out on these walks called Proof of Performance. Because when I was in that seat, I did all that I could for the people. I have a level 1 from heart in steel bending because I went to heart so the youth them will go to heart with me. I mix cement with them youth so that them could build them own walls. I work and lobby for roads. I teach mathematics to all the youth, them 8 hours a day, Saturday and Sunday. And then I hear them say I don't do nothing. But I look into this thing and I said to myself, yo, why is it that it don't work? Because Darrell Vaz himself asked me on Facebook, how come him in a parliament for 3 terms and me only in a parliament for 1 term? And the answer is that because something is wrong with the system. But I understood that I wasn't to be upset about it because there's a book in the Bible that tells you about Jonah. And PNP, they already have Joshua. But it tells you that Jonah whale did have to swallow. So when all the things happen and them say me have to come up Portland, East Portland, I say, well, maybe that is where Jonah whale intend for him to go. And so whenever say me soon gone, it is a lie. Because the West already have a Prime Minister and therefore there's no time for the East. Well, I don't know. But if you look at potential, the furthest this lady will go is Mrs. Vaz. Mrs. Vaz. If you look at potential, how far can I go and how far will you come with me? So I'm saying to you now, my people, that this is not about what's happening, because I find that I love you now. I love you because there are 3 different types of love. The first love is reciprocal love. If you love me, then I love you. It's like when your girlfriend stops loving you, you stop loving her. If you don't stop love her, you become a stalker, and then that is a problem. So therefore, that reciprocal love, what I feeling when I go up on the road or yesterday when I at the market, I have to love you back because you love me. The second love is the responsibility love. Now, I come here and find out that Crawford is a maroon name. I see some maroon look just like me and they say the name Crawford too. So therefore I say, if I find a way to escape the poverty that I was born in, it is my responsibility to go tell my friends who look like me how to escape. But if I take a work as a member of parliament, it is my responsibility to do the work as the member of parliament. So that love is out of responsibility, just like when you have your youth, you have to love it. I have some of your youth now, I run behind them, and I know you're vexed about it, but you still have to love it because it's your youth. And some of them don't understand the history of why you're still a supporter of the People's National Party. And the third love is in spite of love. Them call it God's love, or agape. And that is no matter what them say about me, and no matter what them do about me, all people are my people. There is no black man that is truly a laborite. He's a confused PNP. So that is why I don't want no violence in this thing. I don't want no animosity in this thing. Because even though it's a fight, it's not a fight, a physical fight. It's not a fight against Mrs. Vaz, Darrell Vaz. It's not a fight against the Jamaica Labour Party. It's not even a fight just for the seat. It's a fight against history. It's a fight against the system. And it's a fight for... What? It's a fight against history because East Portland people said they want tourism. I have a degree in tourism. I have a master's in tourism. I lecture tourism. And yet still, because of their color, some people said this lady is more qualified than me. That is history. East Portland said they want education. I teach a high school. I teach a UCC. I teach into college. I teach a university at the West Indies. But because of her class and her color, people said this lady better than me. East Portland said that they want somebody to fight for them. As guild president in Bahamas, I fight for students. As guild president at UMONA, I march for school fees to go down. As president of the PNP, I fought and fought and fought against the Jamaica Labour Party government that was taking advantage of the people. Every day you go on the internet, you see me fighting to say you can do better for yourself. And somehow, because of her class and her color, they say she's better than me. They said that they want to do farming. And I'm a farmer. And not only am I a farmer, I am also in the criminality. Them can come mash up Portland. It is not going to work. It is not going to work. Well, and I read in the newspaper recently, 77 wanted men was found in Portland and it was not East Portland. believe that he's simply a man. We have to fight that history. And I intend to start the fight against that history. And to prove that I am not going to trim to win so you don't. Hold on. This fight is a fight against the system. And when I came, I got the rod of correction to correct the system. I'm going to explain to you the system. The system is a set of variables that work together to make sure that if the grandmother poor, the granddaughter almost automatically poor, and rich, the grandson almost automatically rich. That is why you have this man who had his father as a parliamentarian. Then now him come and have himself as a parliamentarian. Then he want to have his wife as a parliamentarian. Like this is a cartoon. You have grandfather shop, you have father shop, you have mother shop, baby shop. You have to watch the system. Because in your mind you have to understand. Hold me right for me. That in the back of their mind, every liar want them pick me to be a liar. That means somewhere in their mind they want somebody pick to be a criminal, because without that in some going to be a broke liar. And so, we have to fight that system. The system is where when some people eat, them can't eat for nutrients, them only eat for your belly food. That's why some of we know we are eating, we say we want dumpling and butter. That's why when we are eating, we say we like gravy. When gravy can't be good for you. But we know that if you don't cook with gravy, the food can't stretch, because jerk chicken, one man have a leg at a time. But curry chicken, 9 man can share it. So what happened? When we eat just for the belly full and we eat for the nutrients, by the time we are 35, we have diabetes and we have high blood pressure. And we have to start buying medicine instead of pay or pick the school fee. And in the system, your children start to work for who you work for, because that is the system. The system, including these guys who are running around with money, training the youth them so them will drink liquor from morning till night. Not realizing that alcohol abuse is going to lead to kidney problem. And by the time them are 35 and 40, them have to do dialysis, them have to go pay to PP. Why a man who are pay for free, and go pay to pay, it is the system. And so, it makes us start to now be enemies of ourselves, and my #1 responsibility in East Portland is to change that mindset, where we are enemies of ourselves. That's why every Christmas the poor say what them have to buy and the rich say what them have to sell. And every January we say a tamarind season and the rich man say a cherry season. Our children are going to school and they don't realize that it's better for them to take 5 years and enjoy 50. Instead them enjoy 5 years and suffer 50. That is the system. And so when I come and I hear labor writers say, we don't want an education, it reminds me of when Norman and Michael Manley come and say scholarship, and they say they have never seen scholarship, them all is the sugar ship. That's the system. So we have to fight that system, where the youth them celebrate criminality, and don't realize that everywhere that have crime is poor. And the biggest parties end up on a 9 night. and we never ever celebrate a birthday. That's the system. We're here to fight the system. And when I say to you now, my people from East Portland, this is not something new that I've been saying. A years me I come and I fight the system. And so now we have to talk to you now. I want to present to you how we plan to fight the system. Because this lady said that she's action and yet she don't have a plan. No, action without plan is failure. But I asked on Wednesday, the workers for the People's National Party, I said, how come a lady with 3 helpers, a walker take up clothes off a line and then she has action and she's acting and so it is no worry and no surprise that big money pop in everywhere because the scammer there. But let me go in on the past now. Enough baga. Let me say what we plan to do. We never want to organize it. We plan to look at tourism. I'm going to tell you. Tourism have 2 things. It have the attractor and the attraction. The attractor is why you go and the attraction is what you do. So therefore, if you go to a place you want football, then football is the attractor. But when you go there, you have to go and party, so that's the attraction. So if we're going to develop tourism in East Portland, we need attractors and we need attractions. Now we have to look and say, what are the likely ways that we're going to get people into Portland? One of them is entertainment tourism. Because Portland is known for people from in Europe, they want to come to Portland. So I already link up people that I've met that have big reggae festivals like Reggae Sunsky in France, 33,000, and say we want you to keep a real Reggae Sunsky in the real home of reggae right down here in East Portland. And we can do that over Valley. Or we can do that over Navy Island. So when I hear them talk about me, I know about Portland. I tell Darrell Vance that maybe he know the terrain more than me. But maybe he know some of the names more than me. But he definitely know the pain more than me. Because he has never lived it. Darrell Vance don't know about when 3 people are asleep on a bed and you can't turn over because if you put up on somebody, then pump it in yourself. And when you go in, you're afraid to punch in your password because you don't know if money is in there and people outside of it. If you know about catch water, keep it overnight and then pray for bathing in the morning because it's cold and I feel it. So when it come, and I talk about me don't know about Portland, I said, Darrell, you don't know about pressure and the people are under pressure. I asked the workers, you tell me, how string me, I come tell Crawford, say, ask Steve, don't know about pressure. We want the cruise ships. But if you want the cruise ships, you have to understand that the big cruise ships now can't come to Portland. So we have to look over the East Harbour and ask for it to be developed into that type of harbour like Fund. And if we have to develop it into that type of harbour, we have to look on all the attractions that we have and improve upon the attractions. And we are going to add the attraction. Because when you say peace, you say love. And we want to position East Portland as the place for peace and love. So we are going to develop a love trail in East Portland that have a replica of every symbol of love from across the world. And when you reach up to the love park, you can buy a padlock and put it on a fence to say forever together, me and my wife have a point. So when I reason, I am the one who know about the tour. They are the one about the ism and the schism. Telling lies, but them are going to carry ship. The only two ships they will carry is General ship and Arch. If you want tourism, you have to also say to yourself, we have to develop maroon craft. Because poor man now go own hotel. Poor man part of the tourism model is the craft. And we have to develop that maroon craft because when people travel, they travel as a tourist for 3 reasons. When you come here, you don't have to go home without nothing. The first reason them travel is a social need for friendship. The second reason them travel is an esteem need to show off. And the third reason them travel is the self-actualization need to say, I have done it. Craft fit all of those needs. So when you travel for a friend, you can carry back something for your friend and say, here you go, my friend. When you travel for esteem, you need something to show that you know where I've been to Jamaica. Look at this craft. And when you travel for self-actualization, you need to prove to yourself that I did it. We are going to develop maroon craft. When you say them want tourism, you don't understand if they understand tourism. And then now we say to ourselves that we also want to improve upon farming. But when I look, there's so much potential that East Portland don't need me. But I need East Portland because I'm going to make a piece of name for myself. Make we look for opportunities. They say, I don't know Portland. And talk 5 minutes and say nothing about Portland. You have tilapia fish. Jamaica is importing 27 million US dollars in tilapia fish. And tilapia grow well anywhere river there. Therefore, when we look upon up at Burlington, tilapia fish can grow up there and use grow up there. When we look up at Windsor, tilapia fish can grow up there. When we look all up in all those places. So when we say to you now, we're going to set up a East Portland Development Company that will do centralized buying, and you just go there and put in your fish pan and start growing your tilapia fish, because we are going to eat what we grow and supply hotels with tilapia fish. 27 million US dollars. You also have a thing called ornamental fish. I'm right. Because you have some youth around you now, them are ivy. We have to correct them with the rod of courage. You have some youth that say, we them a deal with. We have to correct them with the rod of courage. You have some youth that have the mind of a consumer, and when the PNP say ganja is decriminalized, them say they want to smoke it and never say they want to grow it. We have to correct them with the rod of courage. So you have ornamental fish.
Right, so that's a little freeze. That's a little freeze right there. Right there. So we'll talk a little bit until the feed comes back up. Damion Crawford and State Sir P. How is the speech so far?
Masterful speech. Masterful speech.
I mean, entertaining, but a lot of facts and substance.
A lot of facts and substance, and he communicates very, very well.
Yes, because the truth of the matter in today's politics, gone are the days when you can just go up on the stage and make a big speech and people roll all over you. People want to hear substance now, but they also want to be entertained. And we can look at the whole US scenario. Trump entertained himself into victory. So the good political speaker of today, you have to be able to entertain a crowd.
Yes.
And while entertaining them, you're getting some substance and score some political points. And I think Damion is doing that.
Damion is doing that. He's a communicator. Communicates very well. and he uses some expressions there that
Yes.
is very catching and entertaining and so on.
And
At the same time, getting across his points through that media.
So two things that we have heard now in terms of his plans. Tourism. He's planning to deal with and to deal with farming, but farming in the non-traditional way in terms of freshwater fish. He spoke about tourist attractions and building the craft industry.
Yes, and he also said he mentioned about a fish,
The tilapia.
the tilapia.
Yeah.
And he mentioned an ornamental
Fish farming. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to the field. We have it back up.
Say we them a deal with. We go correct them with the right of correction. You have some youth who have the mind of a consumer, and when the PNP say ganja is decriminalized, them say they want to smoke it and never say they want to grow it. We go correct them with the right of correction. So you have ornamental fish.
Still a little freezing there, guys. As I said, we're trying our best to give you as best as we possibly can over there in Portland, but the technology, thousands of persons on their phone, already know BOJTV Live is the network that gives you everything blow by blow. A lot of people kind of knows from the entertainment field, but when it comes to sports, politics, you can always tune in here. So I want to encourage persons who are locked in to share. If you're not subscribed to this station, subscribe now, and also hit the notification bell so you can know when we go live, because we will be giving you blow by blow information out of Portland in terms of the by-election. And we're still here with Danny in studio, and we're trying to get back up the feed. As you see right there, they're telling us that the feed will soon be available again. All right, as can expected. We got a good run so far in terms of some of the things that he's saying. But before Damion came on, KD Knight, the sheriff.
Yes.
He was cut short, but he was in his Aki. And bear with us, guys. It's not that we don't want to give you what's happening, but the feed went down, and we are trying to get it back up. So we're talking a little bit. You can also give us your views. Peter Phillips has still not spoken as yet, and Damion has some more things to say. So we're waiting on the feed back over in Portland. We are broadcasting now from all the way in St. Elizabeth, and our correspondent is underground, fighting hard to get the feed up. The cell line is jammed at this moment. Everybody trying to do the live thing, everybody calling, so you can understand what's happening. Talk to the viewers some more, a little bit better. Well, we're hearing that at least this feed is better than RJR. Thank you, Andre Smith. We do try here. We're not as big as the RJR group with the monies that they have, but you already know that we're doing quite well here at BOJTV Live. All right, but talk to us. We want to hear what you think about Damion's speech so far, and of course we'll be carrying some stuff from the Jamaica Labour Party. Talk to me about Damion's speech, Sir P.
Yeah, as I said before, I think Damion is knows how to communicate with people, and he touches on quite a few things that he will do for Portland in terms of tourism. I didn't realize that he was so knowledgeable about tourism. And agriculture, as he said, he wants to see the tilapia fish develop, because we're importing a lot of tilapia fish and we have the facilities to grow them and so on. So we concentrate on that. And I think that those are two good points he has made so far.
Right. All right. But Damion would have some experience in the tourism field. Remember, he was junior minister.
Yes, he was.
To Wickham.
Yes. But you remember that he was more or less in charge of the entertainment
right.
portion of it and so on. So he did mention the entertainment part of
that's true.
To facilitate bringing tourists into the island.
All right, and be real, guys. We're still trying to get back up the feed. The feed went down, and we're trying about 3 or 4 sources, and everybody seemed to have gone down at the same time. It must be the internet issue over there. All right. So as Andre Smith is saying, excellent speech so far. Damion is an excellent speaker. I really like his ideas. So I think because a lot of persons were looking at what Damion would be saying this evening because at the meeting on Friday, the Jamaica Labour Party, they did target him. You know, even what I found interesting that even more than the party leader, Dr. Peter Phillips, speakers after speakers, you know, they seem to have been targeting Damion.
Oh, because they know how very popular Damion is, so they will have to take some punches at him and sort of bring him down and so on. So that is sort of expected. And when you talk about the JLP crowd as compared to the PNP, that was sort of everybody would be turning out to hear the announcement of the election and so on. So that would have brought in some of the crowd and so on. So that is understandable if the JLP did have a bigger crowd than the PNP. Because everybody was situated.
Go ahead. We're just trying to bring back up the feed, but this is still old feed here, right here. Right? This is still old feed. The feed is still not up as yet. So this is some past footage right here. We're still bringing back up the feed, but you can continue in terms of the Jamaica Labour Party. They were taking some jabs.
Yeah, so I know that because they realize how very popular Damion is, so they will have to take some jobs at him to sort of just wear him down and so on. Because
Go ahead.
you know, he's a very popular person, not only in his constituency and that he is supposed to be representing, you know, aspirant. But he has national appeal and so on. So they have to try to, as I said, to wear him down and so. So that is sort of expected.
All right. So we're still trying to get back up the live feed, but so a lot of you you would have missed when Dr. Peter Phillips came in, and we have that for you. So we're going to give you a look at Dr. Peter Phillips' entrance. So what you're seeing there, we have rolled back the entrance of Dr. Peter Phillips. All right, so we're still trying to get back the feed up. We're still trying to get back the feed up. So what a lot of you, we weren't able to carry that live for you when Dr. Peter Phillips came in. Let's check and see if any of our correspondent is back up. I can imagine the fight over there to get back the live feed, but the cell lines are jammed. Cell lines are jammed right now. Still not back up as yet. Damion played the class issue in terms of what he was saying about the painted the vases as being uptown. Miss Vaz has closed online. Do you think that he should have gone there in terms of playing the class game? If we can get another correspondent up, see if Anike. Everybody was live. So tourism definitely is going to be a big factor over there. Both candidates, both parties spoke about bringing improvements to tourism over in East Portland. You know, I mean, the persons definitely will be looking on and they will be holding, they are listening keenly, you know. They are listening keenly to see if the promises will be delivered. Let's get back over to this site and give some persons some more of what is happening. All the feed went down. The cell sites are jammed over in Portland. We're looking at the presentation of Damion Crawford, the PNP's candidate over there. Let's get that up for you.
Words on the platform.
From the comrade leader and from comrade Damion Crawford, but I want to say the last two things sooner. I see a photo of the Prime Minister walking through the market yesterday, and I want to tell you to be careful. Because just today, they threw out almost 100 vendors out of the Constant Spring Market. So don't make them fool and things there. They might be the best interest at heart. Because as we turn on the back and comrade Lisa Hannah tell you no, like a back and belly rat, they will betray you like they betrayed Jesus. So know the difference between youth and good youth. It's 20 years now the youth in Parliament and I can't tell you 20 things that it do. One term them give to Damion Crawford and me have a whole book can show now. Know the difference between youth and good youth. One love and blessings.
Comrades, that young lady who we just hear from, she's the president of the PNP. She's the director of communications for the PNP. That young lady, I am so proud of her. Let us hear it for Comrade Crystal Tomlinson, president of the PNP. And comrades, 3 cheers for our party leader, the people! The people! The people! Comrades, I want you to pick up our regional chair for Region 4 and Member of Parliament, Comrade Dennis Daly. Comrade Dennis, big up yourself. I want you to big up the Member of Parliament for South Manchester, Comrade Michael Stewart. Mikey, big up yourself. And comrades, I want you to big up our warrior, our little David, out of the Fellowship Division, Comrade Benny White. Hear the man, Comrade Benny White. And comrades, my co-chair, who is a man from Anya, a man who born here, I want you to big up Comrade Ryan Bailey of the Patriots in Portland. Hear me now. And comrades, I want you now. Portland is in the east, but you have to hear from the man from the west. The man from the most western point in Jamaica. The former Minister of Tourism. Damion Crawford, former boss. To come tell you about Damion Crawford and what tourism means to him. I want you to welcome our General, Vice President of the People's National Party, Comrade Dr. Wickham McNeil. Here we are. Comrade Chairman, Comrade Leader, Comrade Damion Crawford, next Member of Parliament for East Portland, Comrade members of the Platform Party, Comrade workers and warriors of East Portland, Comrades all, good night, word is love. Comrades, I have been here in almost every election for the last 20 years, but may I tell you something? Port Antonio, turn up tonight. Port Antonio, turn up tonight. Comrades, I only have 3 minutes. I'm going to be very quick. And I want you to hear me. If it's one person that had to be here tonight to endorse Damion Crawford, it's Comrade Wickham McNeil. He is my friend, he's my brother, my colleague vice president. He's the former junior minister, and above all, comrades, he used to be my dominoes partner. And comrades are here. There was a domino competition last night. And Damion, I was going to come, but the last time he didn't play, he abandoned me. And I put a little hurt on him, so I'm going to make him sing a little bit with it. I'm not playing so quick because he's good, and I know him come for me. But comrades, tonight, I want to talk about a man that I know very well. A man who is a performer. When we were at the Ministry of Tourism and Entertainment, he had portfolio responsibility for entertainment. And the things he did in there, whether it was arts in the park, the Portland, the craft policy, it goes on and on. But he was a man who got in touch with everybody in the entertainment fraternity. They knew him, they loved him. He became part of it. As a matter of fact, comrades, if you look at him good, him look like an entertainer. And him have enough lyrics One time we did say, boy, we try and bust him as a DJ, but the boy is not so good. But the fact of the matter is his performance in entertainment was formidable. And when we came to tourism, he and I worked together. Down here in Portland, we realized there was a lot to do. And comrades, our philosophy as ministers of tourism was to ensure that the benefits of tourism get to the people of Jamaica. So we decided to come on the ground and we did a lot of work with Comrade Bloomfield. And I want to just point out some of the things. We were following on the legacy of the North Coast Highway, which was built by the People's National Party. We followed on the legacy of the Aerofin Marina that was built by the People's National Party. We came down here and we fixed up the Neville Antonio Park, built by the People's National Party. We went to the craft market, and the craft market that was locked down for 10 years, you remember? We fixed it up, refurbished it, got it ready, and owned it for the people of Port Antonio under the People's National Party. And comrades, we work closer than any other Minister of Tourism with the raft captains. We realized their plight. When we came up here, the road to Berrydale could barely pass. We refurbished the road to Berrydale for the raft captains. We fixed the breakaway that was up there. When they had the flood up there, myself and Damion went in and gave them assistance so they could get all their rafts back and working. As a matter of fact, I still have a picture in my house of Damion trying to pull one of the rafts them. Because we were on the ground with the people. We had training sessions with the raft captains. So we worked with them, comrades. And most of all, the other day I heard a man say that Damion know Boston. Yes, Damion know Boston. Because, comrades, you remember when Boston did almost lock down? You remember when it almost locked down? You remember when the health authority came in and said that they couldn't use it? We came in and fixed up Boston and made sure that it remained owned for the people of East Portland. And comrades, I'm going to tell you even more why I know Boston. Boston Beach, which was lying there, we refurbished Boston Beach with $34 million to ensure that the people of East Portland have a proper beach to go to. So comrades, when you come on the 25th, you're not voting for an MP who will tell you what he has done. You're voting for a man who has already started his track record in East Portland. So when you vote on the 25th, you're voting for Neville Antonio Park, you're voting for the craft market, you're voting for the raft captains, you're voting for Boston Beach, you're voting for Justin Church Center, and you're voting for a man of integrity. Comrades on, one love, one heart, and the 25th vote for Damion Crawford for the next member of Parliament. Comrades, I hear the labor rights talking about East Portland being loyal to the People's National Party. And I hear the Prime Minister who has presided over the most corrupt government in this country talking about young people must vote for Labour Party in East Portland. Comrades, I'm going to name some achievements, please. And when you compare...
All right, so we got back a feed finally. Let's cue it up for you. All right, so the feed went down for a while, and we were just showing you back, but we gathered that we got a feed right now. We're gonna just pull it up for you. Get that the party leader is now talking Dr. Peter Phillips is now talking. But no worries. Tomorrow, of course, we will have the full speeches of Damion Crawford and some other key speakers coming up for you. But we're going to bring up a feed for you right now of Dr. Peter Phillips. He is talking.
Somebody second place. Quite frankly, sometimes I wonder if I'm not living in the days of Alibaba and the Tortoise. In 3 years, when I had boom bushing scandal, $800 million. Police news car scandal, $240 million, and all now the police car get the news car. All of them know it. I can tell you a joke about movie the other day, sir. I want to see this sign. I believe it was a tourist attraction that they will have to go line up and take a bus to go see the sign. When I ask the people and when it's sign, they don't say a bus party. They want to see things up. $17 million. Millions of dollars unaccounted for and guns in account. $35 million on the bill. Electricity solutions, energy solutions, missile, money unaccounted for. Pension and the $35 million cash money can go bank. All of that in 3 years and then you know reach Petrogram standard yet. Alibaba and the 42 to 2. And the worst part of this corruption is that it is more money that they are taking and giving to a few for the prosperity around for a few. But I want to warn you. The reason why I tell you this is not just to tell you anything. I want to warn you to make them pretty clear. Look at what that. And I want them friends. Give them friends more and more pay. When them friends are qualified. One person in 18 months get $35 million. And when they fire them from the one, they give them more than they're done. And then say don't turn around about $130,000 to a cake. So the prosperous few can gallivant, but your money, your taxes, when you go buy a shirt or a shoes and you pay your taxes, or you buy gas for your bike or your car and you pay your taxes, millions of dollars for all, down a Petrogram, way around back the wall, 2 miles in the Western Hemisphere, a cause problem. One day Texas and one day Petrogram. Now, seriously, imagine what that woman could do to buy more bed in a hospital where people are sleeping in a wheelchair. Imagine what that money could do to buy more child to police patrol your community. What it could do to buy more desks and chairs to school that underperforming. What it could do to pay teachers more and nurses more and police more. Instead they give it to the birds. And Petrogram is not the end. I have some more scandal at home. Take the problem that hardly hearing about the Bernard Lodge in a St. Some ordinary farmer.
Right, so the feed, the party leader is on stage, and of course the feed, a little freeze right there, but we carrying it through.
Then they notice that them must move. And what will happen to the land? 3 or 4 big man, well connected. I get the land. No announcement, no payment, no advertisement, just some people through filling leads and filling connection, getting ordinary people to suffer more while those who have enough already are getting more. Well, negative. That is the second aspect of the corruption problem. It is making life harder for the ordinary people and dividing the Jamaican people between those who have and getting more and those who don't have and feeling even more better. Let me tell you again. Make the right decisions here in Scotland, or you will find that your best assets that Damion Crawford tell you that they want to use for the people can't get used for you in the hands of a connected few. What do you say?
So Peter Phillips, party leader, on stage right there. We went down a little bit, but we have found one of our correspondents has come up with a feed. So we're going through. Let's get back to what Peter Phillips is saying on stage. And of course, tomorrow we will be posting in HD the full speeches of the key speakers that you can watch right here on this platform. Proper audio and everything. Our camera personnel are there shooting, so that they were getting a shot of the crowd right there. Getting a shot of the crowd right there. We would want to see an overhead shot though, but we'll get all of that for you.
If them try that foolishness when Damion Crawford is your MP in the put up resistance, when they stop it, is a liar. If a man shot, other people will be leading the takeaway of the assets that belong to the people of this country. I want to realize, triple something. They call it Bond City corruption already. Look at the road problem. I want everybody road to fix. Dr. Bloomfield loved the road. When you now hear London of the week before, it was brutally murdered. Now all of a sudden, the road then went robbery for a fix. Tomorrow I will be writing to the National Integrity Commission, and I'm going to investigate this work. They want to know who doing it, if it's contractor work, if there was registered, how much for the work, who will supervise the work, who will pay for the work, how the work will be done, how the people are to work together. Sons of freedom. You hear me now? We not will rest until we stamp out the corruption. And if this work is not doing right, some people are going to go to prison for it. And we not rest. The officials in the ministers better know what they are doing. The contractors that get in Paris office and that better know what they are doing. Give us the roads. Give the people the roads, but keep the corruption. We are on that. All the work that has been done don't mean that we reach where we want to go yet. All the work that has been done all the years, and you hear Damion tell you, is done. Because our mission as a party is the same as the mission of Norman, Michael Manley, PJ Pusher. My mission, your mission, our mission is to build a Jamaica that will have no more first class and second class citizens. A Jamaica that works for all the people, where we have some top name brand school, but the rest of school that our children going to cannot deliver the right results. We want equality and justice and progress for all the people, not just prosperity for a few that have connection and prepare to live with corruption. So hear me now. Hear me and tell you about what he will do as a member of parliament. Our party, when you put in there and when you form the government of Jamaica, we are going to ensure that all the farmers who work in the land get title to them land so they can step up as owners and stakeholders in this country that they simplify and work for and struggle for over all the years and generations. We're going to support the small farmers and small business people. When you have your time, you can walk in a bank and borrow your money to get your pickup to carry your chicken or your goat or your yam go to the market. Or buy a pump to move the water from the river up to your field. You can get greater independence for yourself. We don't deal with dependency, we deal with independence and dignity for all the people. And hear me. Them say we don't have no plan. But it was our plan, and it remains our plan to ensure that place becomes a university for Eastern Jamaica.
All right, so let's just cut the audio because I said before, YouTube, have their copyright issues, and we're not sure these songs that are playing, what's their standing with respect to YouTube and copyright. All right, so let's just allow that to run off. So we're at the point coming to you live from Portland, East Portland, the presentation of Damion Crawford. Let's go back to Dr. Phillips' speech.
Because we make it a center of innovation, center of agriculture, and science that we are going to bring the other disciplines here. Because we want it to be the driving force to bring a scientific revolution to East. So, come election day, East Portland have a choice to make between two different futures. On the one hand, you can have a future where all the people benefit from the progress led by the member of parliament, or you can have a future where only a few benefit and gobble up all the assets. You can choose a future of leadership within, choose a future where corrupt government and bad medicine becomes the order of the day. You can choose a future with BEENIE as your member of parliament. Or you can choose a future with other people who have no plan. Damion Crawford is the candidate to lead East Portland to a better future. I know at the first opportunity I got to appoint a senator for myself, I chose Damion Crawford as one of the senators that I appointed because I know that he has a contribution to make to this country. I know him because in born in the constituency that I represent. But that is not why he's here. He's here because you sent for him, and you called for him, and you have embraced him. He's unique. He has got a good education and sees the educational opportunities available to him. But that is not what makes him special. Plenty people do that. What makes him special is because he has decided to share what he knows with the people of the country so everybody can get uplifted. Damion Crawford is the future. Not just the future of East Portland, but he's an embodiment of the kind of future for Jamaican politics which we in the People's National Party. A man of integrity, a man of vision, a man committed to service to the people, a man committed to empowerment. It is my privilege and pleasure to present to you on behalf of the People's National Party and the people of Portland.
So there you have it. Peter Phillips presenting officially Damion Crawford as their candidate in East Portland. Your thoughts, Sir P?
I thought he is well received.
Project your voice a little louder.
He's well received. I can see the enthusiasm in the crowd and Damion to represent them.
All right.
So,
In terms of well, we got back up the live feed a bit into Dr. Phillips's presentation. Were you able to ascertain enough to give your views on what he was saying?
well, he highlighted the different scandals that JLP have going, and basically he's saying that Damion Crawford is the right person for the constituency, and he has a sound education and he's very knowledgeable,
right.
and seemed to be a very good performer. He appointed him to the Senate and all the rest because he thinks that he had a good contribution to make. And overall, I think he was well received by the supporters.
Right. He raised he raised a point that we were talking about earlier here about the road work that was taking place overnight. Well, but that's BEENIE Man, you know. Let's get back to on stage. That's BEENIE Man. Big surprise right there.
Yeah, it's a big surprise.
BEENIE Man made
entertaining the crowd and
but you know, BEENIE Man is a long time supporter of the People's National Party.
well,
His association with Patrick Roberts
Oh,
from day one. I think a lot of people don't know and more persons in entertainers in the politics. But let's just see what BEENIE Man is saying and then we talk a little bit more.
ministers are here. You know, people. The ministers are here. You know the people. But every independent Jamaican, I'm assuming we want to know. I'm assuming we want to know. Ministers, who are here? What do you The ministers are here. Whenever I got my money, I tell you it's a reason to find this out. Say to rock the Somebody say, oh, the right boss by starter. Even though this is a PNP gathering, it's a people gathering. That's an orange t-shirt and a still people, don't it? So remember, no man is a highland. The only man who is a highland to kill man. Remember, so each one help one. So it don't make sense, man. Somebody can go better already and him have a next one. I don't know that if you don't have one. Your friend get a hit already and he get a next one. I don't know that if you don't get one. Go look at God and start with your foundation. But mind you, everybody put on the red vest, put on the pants and look red. I'm a less. I put on the Gucci, I make a man make it Gucci. Because that's a she original Miss World. She run the world. Our girl.
right, so there you have it. There you have it, Sir P. We have been here some 3.5 hours doing our best to show you in social media land what's happening over there in East Portland. And so there you have it. The surprise appearance there by BEENIE Man declared himself as a member of the People's National Party. You know that BEENIE Man's fiance is Crystal Tomlinson, who is now the president of the PNP. They just had a baby together, you know.
Okay, I think I read that.
Yeah, but BEENIE Man has always, I think in the field, BEENIE Man is known as a supporter of the People's National Party. We spoke about his affiliation with Patrick Roberts, who was really responsible for breaking him out. And as he said on stage, he's from Craigtown, which is in a former seat that is held by Omar Davis. No, Mark Boland. Craigtown is in that constituency, you know.
Okay.
You know, so he's saying that he's a PNP long time. He referred to Peter Phillips as the comrade leader, saying that is his leader. So he didn't mince words in coming out. A brave move, because you know the entertainers are always, you know, burning the government system and burning politicians. So it was a brave move on his behalf. And, maybe the supporters of the Jamaica Labour Party who were fine.
Man has made his name already, so I don't think he's too worried about that. He gave a stellar performance, and I think he had the crowd going with him and rallying them up and all the rest of it. And so, basically, I think it was a good meeting. The party leader, I think his speech was short. It was highlighted.
Yeah. Well, what we saw of when we came back.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think immediately he cited what was the scandal in the JLP, and he's showing what on the civil servants who accommodate certain things and want to know. They must mind themselves what they're doing, because and he wants to know what the contractors and if they were, it was sent out to tenders and the rest of it. And so basically, and endorsing Crawford. Mm-hmm. I think it was a good meeting. Mm-hmm.
Well, we see it as a trend now. The Jamaica Labour Party down in Portland. I don't remember if it was the Friday meeting, but certainly I saw Wayne Marshall was the guest artist. So we find more and more that the artists are coming out to be a part of the political process. But this is not new, because remember Bob Marley and that whole bandwagon thing, and people accuse Bob Marley of being a member of the PNP, you know, and they attached when he was shot.
Yeah.
You know, they said that it was a retaliation for his support to Michael Manley. I mean, all allegations, but it's been said. You know, so it was good being here with you on BOJTV Live. We have about 3.5 hours we have been here trying to give you out there in social media land what is happening over in Portland. And Sir P, it seems as if we're going to have to make this a regular thing.
Yeah, I'm available. You know, I am a retired person also. I have some time on my hands, so I can call on me at any time.
All right.
I'll be here.
All right. And we're going to call some persons tomorrow. Persons from both sides, because we're keeping it balanced. Persons from the PNP and also from the Jamaica Labour Party. They come and talk to us, because this is where it's at. It's on social media. The traditional media is a thing of the past, you know. So there's an audience not only on national TV and national radio, but social media is where nation. And of course, BOJTV, we are one of the pioneers of what we call the new media that is emerging across the world. So thanks for staying with us for over 3.5 hours. Karen Spencer and Danny Spencer joined us for this live broadcast of the presentation of the candidate Damion Crawford over in East Portland. Do remember to subscribe to this channel, hit the notification button so that you can be notified when we go live. And of course, as I said before, tomorrow we will be posting snippets or full speeches of Crawford and of course the party leader. And I know a lot of you would want to see by that BEENIE Man performance. So in full HD, you can follow this feed right here at BOJTV. We're signing out. Final words are yours.
Yeah, it was good to be here. I think you're doing a very good thing in media, and I must congratulate you of your knowledge of the whole system. I don't know how you have come to learn so much thing about this, but I was congratulated for doing some fine work. And I certainly will be back with you.
All right, guys. So this is it. It's now 10:33 p.m. We're gonna get some rest.